Hello Dahl and welcome to your next maths video. Now we have finished subtracting with renaming, which I'm super happy with, and I've been so proud of everything you've done with your subtracting at home because you have done such a good job. So it's time to start a new maths topic, okay? And we are going to be looking at using, drumroll please, models, okay? We're going to be looking at using different models to help us with our maths, and we are going to be looking at some bar models, okay? So let's start with our first question, okay? And for this, we're going to have some different rules that we can look at later that we can remember, and when we get back to school, we will remember them so well by the time we get there, okay? So let's have a look at this first question. 5 add 3. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, Miss Stevens, we can all do that, okay? We're in year 3 now. We're so good at adding these numbers. And yes, I know that you could all sit and count either these on your fingers or do them in your head. I know you could do this super well, but to start off with our models, okay, we're going to have a look at this question because it will explain how we use our bar model, okay? So 5 add 3. If I was going to give you our little Numicon cubes or our other cubes that we have in our class, and I asked you to count the number that we're going to have here, you would get 5 cubes, and then you'd get 3 cubes, okay? And you'd go along and you'd count them, and you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? And you'd get 8. Now that, using the cubes, is like one big bar, okay? And how this will look in your books is that instead of having the individual cubes, you will have a big long bar like this split into 2, okay? And you can see that on this side you'd have your 5, okay, and on this side you've got your 3. So you'd have little lines up here to say that here you've got 3 and here you've got 5, okay? So you've got 5 and you've got 3, and then down here all together you'd have a little line like this that would be asking you, so how many have we got all together? Well, we know we've got 5 on this side and we've got 3 on this side, so all together we have got 8, okay? So we have 8 all together. 8 all together, okay? Now, these questions will not always be that easy. They won't always be short numbers, okay? If you had a question like this, where you had 15 add 23, okay? I would not expect you to grab your cubes out of the tray and count out 15 cubes and then 23 cubes, because that would take a really long time. But if we use our bars, okay, just like we've done in this question, where you had your big bar on this side that represents 5 and this bar here that represents 3, okay, you can show this on this bar because you might have one here. Okay, I'll show you in a second, don't you worry. And then one on this side. Okay, so you'd have your bars. This one is slightly smaller, that's your 15, and on this side you'd have your 23. So this all together, okay, is what your answer will be because you're adding this number and this number, okay? And the best way to do this, if we've got 15, add 23, okay, and you've drawn out your bars, so you've got 15 on that side, and a slightly bigger bar for your 23, you've got 23, 15, okay? And you've got to work out how many there are all together. The best way to do that is to use some of the techniques we've already learned during this unit, okay? we've done column addition and column subtraction, and you can still carry on using those even though the question doesn't look like it usually would, okay? So if you draw your columns, you've got your 10s and your 1s, you have 15, add 23, okay? And we can do this now because we know 5 add 3, 8, okay, and 1 add 2, 3, okay? So that is how you would work out that question, but having your bar there helps you to visualise it and to see it on your book, okay? So you'd have 38, okay? So just like that, if you had another question that was a bit like that, you would be doing exactly the same thing, drawing your bars out. So let's have another look at another one. So I'm going to write a question for you and you're going to have a go. You're going to have a go at drawing your bars and working it out, okay? Okay, let's go for 16 and 27. Okay, so pause the video here and have a go and see if you can draw your bars for these numbers, okay? So pause the video now. Okay, so if you've paused it, you should have thought 16 is a smaller number than 27, so that's going to be a smaller bar, okay? And guys, it's up to you how you draw these. There isn't really a wrong or right answer, as long as you have a bar that represents 16, okay, a slightly smaller bar, and then your longer bar represents 27, okay? That means that you can visually see you've got 16 and you are adding it to 27, and you've got to find how much this is worth all together, okay? So if we've got 16 add 27, exactly the same as how we do it, okay? 10s and 1s, 16 add 27, okay? So 6 and 7, okay, well that's 13, okay? And 13 has a 10 and a 1 in it. So I can't let this 10 be in my 1s column, okay? So I need to put my 3 in here, okay? And I need to put my 1 up here on the roof. And what's it doing? It's knocking. It's knocking. It says, oh, can you let me into the 10s party, please? I'm a 10. I want to come into the 10s party. So the 1 up here plus your 1 here and your 2 here. So 2 add 1 would be 3. You're going to let this one into your 10s party and end up with 4. Okay, so nice and simple. Don't forget these methods. Okay, don't forget these methods because they will help you. Ooh. Okay, so let's have a think about a proper bar model question, okay, because they won't always be adding. They won't always be adding. So let's go through a couple of our bar modelling rules that are going to help you. Okay, so the first one, do not forget your column addition and column subtraction, okay, because they will really help you during these questions. Second rule, draw the columns out to help you, just like I did, okay? Draw them out to help you. They'll be massively helpful. Read the questions really carefully, okay? Because there'll be certain words in the question that tell you what kind of sum it is, whether it's an addition or a subtraction. The words in the question will help you. And I have very helpfully written them down for you, okay? So if you get asked a question that has the word add, and all together, okay, these might mean that they want you to add, because if you're being asked a question and it says Harry Potter has got 17 wands and Hermione has got 2 wands, how many do they have all together? Okay, that is an adding question. if you are asked a question and it has take away, gave away, how many are left, they want you to do some subtraction, okay? So if you are doing take away, someone gave something away, and how many are left after somebody has given something away, they are subtracting, okay? So remember these. You can pause the video and write these down if you want to help you. Remember those, okay? So if we had a question and it said, Sam has 45 stamps, okay? He's got 45 stamps. His father gave him 39 stamps. How many stamps does Sam have? Okay, so I'm going to draw out my bars to help me. This one is 45, okay, and this one, oh, sorry, that's a little bit wonky, it's hard to do here. This one is 39, okay. I am adding in this question, okay, because his father has given him 39 extra stamps, okay? So how many did Sam have all together? So I'm doing an adding question, okay? So if I'm doing this here, 45, add 39, okay? And then I could answer this question using my column addition, okay? So pause the video here and have a go at adding using your column addition. Okay, so if you have answered this question, you should have said, well, 9 add 5 is going to get me 14, which I know has a tens and a ones in it. I can only let the ones in the ones party. This 10 has got to go knocking at the party door, okay? 4 add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add another one, gets me to 8. Okay, that would be my answer to this question. Okay, I hope you got the same answer. Super duper. Right, I'm going to stop this video here because if it gets too long, I won't be able to upload it. And I'm going to do another video to explain how to do a subtraction one. Okay, so I'll see you in a sec. I'm going to start recording the next video.